Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One. Thanks for logging on. Today we are looking at the IWC Portugieser annual calendar. You can see this reference 503502 in stainless steel on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time to see our full listing for this watch with additional details of accessories, high-resolution images, and complete pricing information. On my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you get a good sense of the fit of one of the most talked about IWC complications of 2015. It is 44 millimeters across the round of its stainless steel case and a fairly robust 15 millimeters thick, but you can see that with the step of the rounded bezel and the domed sapphire, it's actually quite easy for a tighter sleeve or a tighter cuff to ride up and over this case, so it's actually a viable dress companion. Now, in terms of lug-to-lug span, it's big but not overwhelming, 52.5, so that's your reference point for lug overlap at the periphery of the wrist. Now you can see at 16 centimeters, my wrist wears it well, it feels secure, I think it looks good, the proportions are right, and again, because it isn't super duper thick, it does have a nice aspect ratio, giving it a broad and flat appearance on the forearm. Now it does have impressive substance to it. It is a complication, and it does feature a remarkably substantial strap. Now you can see that the lugs thrust downward nicely to accommodate the curve of a smaller wrist. They do begin to bend around the wrist before their terminus, so they'll work with you and meet you halfway, as will the strap, which features the aesthetic consonance of this curved spring bar. So you have semi-conforming aesthetic to create a more integrated look, but they don't pin themselves against the flank of the case. So you can see how you can pull the strap down around the tighter curve of a small wrist if you want to. Now, it's a high-grade, rectangular scale brown alligator leather, and it's matched to a very substantial single-fold stainless steel deployant clasp. You can see that it's blazoned with the IWC logo on the outside, and on the inside as well. Beautifully finished inside and out. There isn't a single unfinished millimeter of this piece. Beautifully done. It's quite honestly worthy of the timepiece to which it is attached. And the annual calendar is beautifully rendered. Now, this is purely subjective, but in my opinion, the compact calendar display of this watch is an absolute triumph. You can read it at a glance. All the relevant information is right there at 12 o'clock on the dial. June 10th, Friday, 2016. Now, you can also see that the dial is beautifully balanced, with the annual calendar display at 12 o'clock being counterbalanced by the IWC Schaffhausen marquee at 6 o'clock, and the constant seconds at 9 finds its counterpart in the 7-day power reserve gauge at 3. But the star of the show, as spectacular as the annual calendar complication and the logic of its display is, the star of the show here is the sunburst blue metallic dial, which is simply gorgeous, dynamic, and adorned with beautiful applied white gold Arabic numerals and outboard hour indices with matching white gold foy hands at center. It's still a classical IWC Portuguese with the railroad style minute track. It just includes a little bit of extra practical complexity, but it maintains that historic aesthetic as well as visual balance. Now on the case back, we find one of the other stars of IWC's reborn 2015 Portugieser line. Now this is the caliber 52850. It's a remarkable 36 jewel twin mainspring barrel in-house automatic movement with a couple of significant revisions over its 5000 and 50,000 series predecessors. First and foremost, it retains the 7-day power reserve, but it's moved to the more even torque output of a twin barrel system. So the chronometric performance of the watch from full wind to its last few minutes is far more stable for better timekeeping. You can also see how the barrel bridges have been partly skeletonized to better reveal the mechanism beneath. Now, another important change that's taken place can be seen from this vantage point, namely the bidirectional IWC Peloton automatic winding system has been re-engineered to include a ceramic index wheel and ceramic pawls. Now they're operating completely unlubricated, lighter, more durable, and longer lasting than their metal forebear. They've improved the performance of the watch in between servicing. And again, in the interests of chronometric performance, the long journey from the year 2000, 18,000 vibration per hour caliber 5000 to the 2015 52,000 series, now beating at 28,800 vibrations per hour, still with a handmade Breguet overcoil hairspring, still free sprung for resistance to shock-induced timing variation. All of these refinements materially impact the serviceability of the watch, the chronometric performance of the watch, and the longevity of the mechanism. As always in-house, this remains the world's largest automatic winding caliber. Now, this watch really does have it all. Practical complexity, a calendar is the kind of complication you can use daily. With a long power reserve, this is the kind of watch that you can wear in a rotation of watches, knowing that you won't have to reset it every time you pick it up. And perhaps the 7-day power reserve is best paired with some sort of complex calendar indication. Worth mentioning, the watch can be adjusted entirely from the crown, with all of the displays, both calendar and civil time at center, being adjusted from different setting positions of the crown for maximum convenience. When you pull the crown to extremity, it does hack the balance. As ever, it remains the kind of watch you can synchronize precisely to a known accurate reference time. You can see and you can buy this beautiful Portugieser annual calendar on our website, watchyouwant.com.